Hey, how's it going everyone? Here with the Orange Piccolo, the final release from the Dragonballsuper superhero movie actually. It's definitely been a while, over 1 year it took to get to this point. Last month obviously we had the Beast Gohan, who has started shipping out in America I believe. So if you're still waiting on your order it shouldn't be too long. And I would expect maybe Orange Piccolo later next month or maybe early October depending. So yeah, currently out in Asia mainly I believe, and obviously just came out in Japan today. Now this was a premium bundle release, so we do have the premium bundle logo down there, the latest tiny quality seal sticker and the red Toei logo. So if you're picking this up down the track and you're wondering why the stickers are different or coming, it's region specific. Now just like all the other superhero figures, we have the silver text, gold packaging on the background, which actually works quite well with the colouring for Piccolo. Obviously he lives up to his name being orange and all of that. On the back we do have a nice section of images showcasing what it comes with, along with the additional effect for the Gohan release, the Kamehameha. We also have the hands as well to go with that figure, which is pretty cool. So yeah, let's just pop him out of the box and check out all his accessories. So Orange Piccolo in the centre himself, along with the 3 additional faces. We've got the neutral one on his face, or I guess I should say neutral frowning look. Then we've got the teeth gritting, full on shouting, and then the subtly looking to the right smirk face. Then he has 2 pairs of hands, so the more basic open grip one and a bit more of a clenched one. So not too much variety in the hands there, but at least we do have some for a bit more of a dynamic posing or a fight scene. Then we also have the 2 hands for the Ultimate Gohan release, along with the Kamehameha effect on the right, which has a lovely blue colour that goes up to almost just a transparent, no colour, just a clear transparent tip on it, which is quite cool. So yeah, now this version is sporting that soft rubber upper torso similar to that of Beast Gohan from last month, so it'll be interesting to see how this one compares. So yeah, that is all this figure comes with. Pretty basic. Here's a big figure, and that has, I would say, it's been the standard for most big releases besides the original Broly, who had a stand and 3 key blasts. He's just a beautiful release. But anyway, Cooler, Frieza, they were all pretty slim as well, so this is pretty much in line with that. But yeah, let's pop them out, check them on the turntable, and check out the finish. Okay, spinning around, and well, we can definitely see the clear distinction between colours. The arms are a deeper orange colour, not vibrant orange for this design. And then we have the more mustardy yellow hands, which is also similar to that of their neck, chest and head. To me, it kind of reminds me more of a capsicum colour, you know, like a dark yellow capsicum, not really orange. Maybe we could call him Paprika Man or Mustard Piccolo, but anyway, I digress. Overall the colour is looking pretty good. It seems to match up with that of a movie, with a subtle green colour for the muscles on the shoulder and on his muscles and forearm. The purple's nice, same with the boot colour down here, and he stands out really well too. He has a nice colour separation of the grey and the more earthy brown colour as well. He has the logo printed on the back, which I don't know if every release is like this or if it's just mine, but it's just utterly off centre to the left, and it really kind of sticks out for me. Maybe it's not super noticeable in camera, but definitely in person it stuck out straight away, so that is definitely a little bit of a disappointment so far. Not a huge defect, not a huge blunder, but it's just a little bit annoying. Anyway, for the other extra details, we do see the inner torso here with the red line, so similar to here how it outlines the muscles, so it's nice that that comes through. Yeah, the purple as well, we've got some lighter and darker tones as well, so we do get some contrast there, and it picks up the light really well. So yeah, he does look really nice to look at. It isn't just one straight colour or plain, we have a lot of variation throughout, not only his body but also for his gi. And then all the ruffles and, you know, twists and turns and crinkles here and there really do help capture the light and, you know, cast those extra little shadows, giving it a little bit more definition, which is nice. But yeah, that covers it for the finish. Overall, looking pretty nice, so let's jump into articulation. Starting with the head, we have the usual left and right swivel, which is nice. Going forward, it's not too bad, and then we get a little bit more with the neck, and then same with going back. You can subtly look up. Not a huge range of motion, but then again, big bulking neck muscles, it's kind of to be expected that it'll be a bit more limited. We have the left and right. Oh, that popped off easily. Okay, so the way the head pops on is the kind of that barrel design, similar to that with Krillin and the other Piccolo release. But you know, the tilting action is really nice. Okay, coming into the shoulder area, this is similar to that of Beast Gohan, so we have the looser rubber on top, and then that will kind of move a little bit when you move the arm. Now, the shoulder here is pretty nice, everything moves up and around pretty well, and we have a subtle butterfly joint there, but it is covered up quite nicely by the gi. This is a loose rubber, so it does seem to be attached underneath. So I'm still torn if I like this design or not. I feel like it's a little bit more limiting than what it could be. The other Piccolo releases have had better range of motion in the top. It could be nice if this pulled out and around to loop all the way around the front of this chest, but with those massive bulging pecs, it does kind of hinder articulation there. Now this kind of subtly moves out of the way a little bit. Can I see down there? So with the torso there, it's a bit hard to actually move. When you do move, it mainly moves on the lower section, but if you just try to move the top part, you can get a few millimeter of motion there, but it definitely is fiddly, because when you go to move it, you're kind of gripping onto the gi, which in turn stops you from actually doing the articulation. So that is a little bit frustrating, but if you kind of combine everything and try to push on the top part here, you can get a little bit of motion forward, but nothing major. Same with kind of going back. I'm not really sold on this design personally. I feel like a bit user unfriendly. But the elbow joint, everything there is pretty much standard. Same with the wrist. I mean, there isn't really much to go over there. We have the upper, swivel. Everything's just stock standard for that, and what you'd expect from big bulky muscles. We do swivel around without any issue. Again, that's mainly on the underside. The top part we get a little bit of motion as well, so you do have to kind of grip down firm to stop it from moving, and then you can move over and you can kind of twist it down as well a little bit fiddly in that area, which is a bit of a shame. However, moving into the hip area here, we have a really great range of motion there. Everything feels pretty soft and loose. It's kind of similar to that of Trunks, maybe not quite as loose, but obviously that is just the way these new legs are designed. They definitely are looser. The butt flaps, this is a huge figure. I feel like it stands out a bit more, kind of gets in the way, but going forward is really good. The knee joint is nice as well. Again, due to the sizing of Piccolo here, it does kind of block it a little bit, but it's not too bad. We have a little bit of ankle roll as well, which is good, and everything will swivel around. You got the toe tip joint as well. So everything for the most part is pretty standard, but with a really nice leg range of motion. Okay, moving over to the faces, this is the base one, which is that kind of neutral frowning one, and overall, again, really nice. We've got the extra detailing and sculpting on the chin there, so it's not just one flat curve, which is nice. Again, with the side of the head, so all those little wee sculpting lines really do help to capture the light and cast some subtle shadows, giving them more definition. Now, as we saw before, we can just change it by popping it off, and then just slotting the new head on like so. So the second face here is the teeth gritting one. Again, this one looks really nice. We have some lines there between the teeth, which do help separate the design and shape of them. And again, all the definition and sculpting on the face does help to bring forth the emotion. The third face here is that full mouth open screaming one. Again, really nice. I love the shape and definition of the teeth and then the colouring of the tongue. This one may be my favourite of the faces actually. Just all the extra lines and detailing really help bring it together. Alright, and then finally we have that subtle right look smirk face. Again, this one is nice with all the extra detailing on the sculpting on the lower mouth and chin. I do find these heads don't stay on as well as other fingers, I guess because it's got a really shallow section for it to clip onto. But once it is on, it does look good. And so far, all their faces are looking really crisp and clean. Okay, so I switched over the face and hand there, and you know, they work really well together. You can definitely get them into some dynamic poses, especially with the fact, there we go. As I was saying, especially with the fact that you can move the legs out really far without any real hindrance, which is really cool. So that's for a quick basic posing there. Overall, really nice. And you know, while the top is a bit more restricting than what I would have liked, the fact that the lower legs you know, have a great range of motion, you can definitely play around there to, you know, get them into some dynamic fighting poses. But maybe this one, change your hands, change your face, you can probably get into a bit more of a higher kick pose, which would be pretty cool. Okay, so before we jump into the final thoughts, I did want to show the Kamehameha with the hand on the Ultimate Gohan. He comes with two hands for the effect, one that can attach both left and right. So actually currently here, this is the Beast Gohan hand, just to also show that the colors do match. So you can use these effect and hands on both the original Gohan release and the Beast one as well. So if you only have one of them, no worries, you can still make use of the effect, which is cool. Now we do have Piccolo here in a basic pose with the other hand, with a bit more gripping on, which is pretty cool. And we have Beast Gohan, same as on Earth Goku, with the new windsuit here from that recent effect set, along with the original superhero Piccolo. And then for a size comparison for other big figures, we've got Frieza and Cooler. Now, before we jump into the actual review, I did want to point out again the articulation on the original Piccolo, how that joint is hidden in the body and comes all the way out and around. That's a point in which I feel like, so that is the part of the shoulder which I feel is definitely missing from the new Piccolo. So if we jump into the pros and cons now, pros, I feel like it's a good representation of the orange Piccolo from the movie. The bulk is really cool, the colouring is nice in the sense that it's recreating it well. I'm still not a big fan of the whole orange Piccolo look, you know, with the Shenron. I think if they had Shenron, maybe if the actual design was like a real nice metallic-y green like the event exclusive Shenron, something like that, I think would have been really cool. But you know, anyway, each to their own. Definitely personal preference for if you like this form or not, but the big bulkiness of it is really badass. It definitely makes me want a giant Piccolo like the Great Ape size eventually to recreate that early Dragon Ball scene at the tournament. But anyway, overall size is nice, works well with the other superhero figures. Yeah, good range of expressions. Yeah, the hands, not many accessories there, but it does kind of work. The leg articulation is really good, and though on the con side, I feel the torso area is limited. The shoulders definitely, I think, could have been a bit better, as pointed out just before with the Piccolo one, how it swings all the way out and around. Maybe if they were able to do that as well, it would have at least increased the articulation a little bit more. The new rubber design, aesthetically speaking, it looks nice. I'm not sure how much it adds to the figure compared to what it takes away. I'm still definitely on the fence. I'd like to see it used again in a future figure. Yeah, so I would definitely hold my judgment a bit more there. I still feel like it works pretty well in the Beast Gohan because it does look really nice there. Maybe on a bigger figure, not so much. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments below what you think about the new chest design with that soft rubber gi for the upper body. Now, I got asked earlier, how does it compare to second form Frieza? And I said there on our Discord that if I gave him a 9 out of 10, Piccolo is a 5 out of 10 in terms of, I guess, pure enjoyment you get when you pick it out. I just feel like for a big figure, Frieza and Cooler definitely hit the mark really well, and same with the original Broly release. Whereas I feel like the Piccolo one here, not quite as, I guess, I'm not sure really how to put it, but it lacks a little bit of a joy, I guess, or of a thrill from getting those figures. But it could just be nostalgia talking there as well. Definitely, this figure is nowhere near bad or anything like that. But I think, you know, just compared to other big figures we had recently, just not quite as nice overall. The detailing and everything on this one is really good, and the fact that the logo on the back is misaligned. The belt as well, depending on how you pose it, it kind of drops down. You can see the gap there. I feel like it's just not as polished compared to the other releases. But yeah, if you love the superhero movie, definitely worthwhile picking up to complete the lineup. You know, personally, I'm hoping we don't get any more releases from the movie. I hope we just get straight back into the main lines and just focus there, because there's still lots of cool figures or characters to be made, and looking forward to seeing what they do come out with next. Though I do really want a re-release of Gohan here. I would like to get another 1 or 2, since we've got so many accessories for him now, and it's such an amazing figure. So yeah, definitely let me know in the comments below which has been your favourite Dragon Ball superhero movie S.H Figuarts release, and what do you think of Orange Piccolo? Yeah, is he an orange or is he a lemon? Basically. Yeah, definitely keen to hear what everyone thinks. So yeah, again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, cheers!